to the channel. It's your boy, Official Brandon Collins. Today, we're talking movies. Now, I'm a movie nerd, okay? I love movies, and I could talk about movies and TV shows all day, every day. I just love them. I've loved them since I was a child, and I always annoyed my family because I talked about it so much. I mean, at the age of 6, I literally told myself, I was like, one day, I'm going to direct movies. I'm going to make movies. I'm going to star in them. And I am currently 28 years old, and I have not made a mark anywhere.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
So much for a dream. But I love movies so much. It is one of my passions, and I hope to one day actually achieve that goal. Of course, I actually have to try, and I guess in a way, I am trying.
Obviously not hard enough.
The problem is, though, is that modern day Hollywood has ruined movies, has ruined TV, they have ruined streaming. Hollywood has ruined so much, and they are quote-unquote wokifying everything, okay? Whether it is to be only about people of color or people of the rainbow community, or people of just a different ethnicity, or if it has to do with being anti-conservative or just pro-women empowerment. That is all Hollywood is about nowadays. It is very rare that you see a regular movie that doesn't have any of these things. Come on, pick up.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, yeah, I had a quick question.
Go ahead.
So, do you know any good clothing brands that can help represent my love for Make America Great Again? It just seems I always get called a rat. I always get called, oh, you're just one of them MAGA Republicans. Do you know a good clothing brand that I could use?
Well, you're not going to be voting for Biden, right?
No, I'm not going to vote for Biden. No, I want to be a MAGA.
Yeah, there's a clothing brand called MAGA Rats out there.
Really? MAGA Rats?
Yes, MAGA Rats.
Well, tell me more about it.
MAGA Rats is a conservative company made by Hard Times, and they're all about Make America Great Again.
You don't say.
Yeah, just go to magarats.com and use coupon code EaglePass, and you get free shipping off your first order.
So all I have to do is go to magarats.com and use coupon code EaglePass to get free shipping off my first order?
Yes, that's all it takes. Just do that, and then you get free shipping.
Well, by golly, that's like the most American thing I think I've heard all day.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I'm going to go check them out right now.
Cool.
Huh. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. All right, you have a good day.
A brand that stands for freedom. A brand that stands for Make America Great Again. I'm all for that. I'm tired of getting called a MAGA rat. So I'm going to start using that term as a motivation for pride in my country. A pride that I believe America will be made great again. This is great. Huh. This is pretty awesome. So yeah. So if you're listening, head on over to magarats.com and use coupon code EaglePass to get free shipping off your first order. That's pretty awesome. Cool. Well, I think that's all I have to say. Let's get back into the video.
A brand new costume tested well and focused group research. Gender balanced, pronoun neutral, and ethnically diverse. The trolls will say we're so passe when we did meta first.
Now, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be movies like that. There should be movies that represent everyone. There should be movies that are for different people, different groups of people, so everyone can enjoy a movie every now and then. If every movie was literally made by a conservative company that just bashed liberals in every single movie, then there would be a big problem. There has to be unity, there has to be equality in everything. I'm all for that. But when Hollywood is taking over and everything is literally liberal, when everything is literally woke, when everything is literally LGBTQ plus and women empowerment, this, men suck, white people suck, Hollywood has lost their taste. Now, the point of this video is not to get into the deep politics of Hollywood. It is more of, there are two movies that I actually enjoy watching that a certain group of people do not like. And this group of people that do not like the two movies that I actually think are not bad, are a group of people that I normally agree with, whether that be politically, whether I agree with them politically or agree with them about the certain state of Hollywood and how they are pushing an agenda on children, on just everybody in general. I usually agree with them on everything. And I love these group of guys. I really do. I look up to them. I hope to one day be a part of one of their live streams, actually be in their actual group of friends. A man can dream, can't he? I'm acting like a child, and I'm not a child anymore. But, everybody knows who Gary from Nerdrotics is. Okay, everybody knows who Jeremy from D-Day Cobra / Geeks and Gamers is. Everybody knows who Ryan Kennel is from RK Outpost or Geeks and Gamers. Everybody knows who Drunk 3PO is. Okay, everybody knows these names and that they are the face of, hey, we're bashing Star Wars, we're bashing Marvel because they currently suck. And 99% of the time they are correct. Because it's true. The current state of Marvel, the current state of Star Wars, the current state of Lord of the Rings, it all sucks. Okay? Everything about the Rings of Power right now, that was a terrible show, terrible story, and it is directly disrespectful to the legacy of Tolkien and everything that he wrote for those books, and it's disrespectful to the first 3 Lord of the Rings films. Same with Marvel. Marvel was really good. Okay? Marvel was at its peak. And then they started going downhill. Something happened. There was a shift. But I don't know. I haven't looked too much into it. But after Endgame in 2019, I don't know. Marvel died with Endgame. It did. There have only been 3 films that I've genuinely enjoyed in the Marvel Cinematic Universe since. And that would be Spider-Man No Way Home, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and Deadpool and Wolverine. Those 3 films I have genuinely loved and appreciated since the end of Endgame. And Endgame was not even that good of a film. And that's coming from a hardcore Marvel fan. I loved Infinity War. Way better storyline. Just, it was better because Thanos won, and it's good to let a villain win every now and then. Okay? And then Star Wars. Star Wars has not been good since... I mean, a lot of people would say since the original trilogy. Some people would say since the prequel trilogy. Some people would even say that The Force Awakens was one of the last good films. And to that extent, I would agree that Force Awakens was a fairly good film. Not a great film, but that was a good comeback. And then something happened again. The best thing since The Force Awakens was the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. And then the last few episodes of The Book of Boba Fett, which centered around The Mandalorian. Weirdly enough. Other than that, Star Wars has sucked. Marvel has sucked. And, Lord of the Rings has sucked. These are 3 big properties, 2 of which Disney owns, and slash Sony, and the other Warner Bros. Slash Amazon owns. But the point I'm trying to make is Hollywood sucks, and they don't make good stuff every now and then anymore, okay? There's some bad films, really bad films. But there's 2 specific films that have come out in the last... one in the last year, and one that came out in 2016 that we're going to talk about, that a lot of the people that I follow would say are terrible, the worst films ever. And when I watch them, I'm just like, they aren't that bad. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a movie expert, but I know what I like. And I wouldn't say I hate the films. So these 2 films in particular would be the notorious 2016 film called Ghostbusters. And this would be the one with the all-female cast. One starring Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Leslie Jones, and I always forget the other chick's name. But I don't have a problem with this film. It's goofy, it's dumb. A lot of one big complaint people have is they made Chris Hemsworth's character so stupid and dumb. Well, because that's just the character he played. It wasn't trying to say that men are stupid. People are saying that 2016 Ghostbusters is the start of wokeness in Hollywood. Was one of the first woke garbage films. Now, I grew up very sheltered in a very, very Christian religious home. I still hold on to my religious views. However, I was not allowed to watch a lot of things growing up. Ghostbusters being one of them. My mom did not really enjoy these type of films. Okay, so, you know, and I became an adult, I watched the first Ghostbusters. It wasn't something that I loved. Okay, it didn't really hit home with me. Probably with me not growing up watching it. I just didn't really get a chance to enjoy it like I could have as a child. So I didn't have the nostalgia for it. It just was a dumb movie to me. And of course, I watched it mainly because Bill Murray was in it, and I love Bill Murray. Bill Murray is one of the good actors, one of the great last good actors, and we don't get enough with him. One movie I grew up watching with him was a movie called The Man Who Knew Too Little. One of my favorite Bill Murray films. It's a pretty dumb movie. I love dumb movies. Sometimes if they're too dumb, then it's just too much. But yeah, Ghostbusters, the very first one, did not hit the spark for me. Ghostbusters 2, not great. And then Ghostbusters 2016. They were pretty much, saying, hey, it's an all-female cast. So, who of course came out against the film? Mainly conservative people. Mainly people who thought that Hollywood was trying to empower women. That Hollywood was trying to wokeify Hollywood. And even though woke wasn't really even a term back in 2016, it was, but it wasn't used for the term that we use it as now. But I just don't see the hate for this film. It's not a bad film. It's not a great film. But I'll be honest, the 2016 film kind of made me endure the original film. The original film is great. Especially because Rick Moranis is in it. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, just all these good actors were in it. It was a great film, and original for its time. And then the 2016 film apparently ruined the reputation of Ghostbusters. I don't know, because then we just got Ghostbusters Afterlife a few years ago. That was fantastic. It was a nostalgia film. It rehashed pretty much everything from the very original 1980s film. It was great. It was a beautiful film. I loved it. It re-sparked that Ghostbusters love that I didn't really have, but I did at the same time. And then the new one just came out, Frozen Empire, and that was garbage. That was absolute garbage. I would watch the 2016 film, or Ghostbusters 2, over the new one. The new one was crap. It looked good, but story-wise, it was not good. It was not good at all. But 2016 Ghostbusters is not that bad of a film. Just because it had all women in it, is that why we're bashing it? Just because they made Chris Hemsworth character dumb, is that why we're bashing the film? I don't really get the hate. Yeah, the cast of that film was SNL actresses. At this time, SNL was peaking at its time because this was the mid 2010s, so early 2010s to the beginning or to the end of the 2010s was peak SNL. Okay, we had some of the biggest years with some of the biggest cast members and everything. It was a great time. So of course they're going to money grab people to go watch the new Ghostbusters with having a mainly SNL cast. And it was great. It was a very enjoyable film. So, I'm sorry to everybody that, has that opinion that the movie is the worst thing ever. It's not. And now there's these new news articles saying that Donald Trump hated the 2016 film, and that's why the film failed. That I don't get how that has to do anything with that. One person's opinion, I guess, can dominate how people feel about a film. But don't let it. Don't let it. Because this next film, it might shock you, was was actually not a bad film to me. To everybody else, it sucked. And unfortunately, because of this film, Disney and Marvel lost a lot of money. It was a commercial failure. No, I'm not talking about Eternals, because Eternals absolutely sucked. That movie, I think, was a commercial failure, but that's not the movie we're talking about, because I did not like that film. The movie we are talking about is called The Marvels. Now, Captain Marvel was not a good film. It was not a great film. Not a good film. It was kind of stupid. So that's how Nick Fury got his has to wear a patch, because of a flirkin. That's kind of dumb. I mean, it's kind of dumb. And that was another case of, of Captain Marvel being gender swapped that some people didn't like. And it's funny because the same year, or it was the year after, Shazam had come out, and originally Shazam's name was Captain Marvel, but they had to change his name because they can't have two Captain Marvel films coming out, one from DC and one from Marvel. That just wouldn't make sense. But, oh well. But yeah, Captain Marvel was not a good film at all. But The Marvels, I understand the hate for it. A lot of people did not want to watch the film because of the actress Brie Larson, who is known for being petty, who is known for being controversial, and not a very nice person. But just because of one actor should not mean the failure of a film. We'll get into that about another film that failed recently, but I haven't seen it. But The Marvels is not a terrible film. It actually had a really good plot. I think it had a really good plot, had a good story, but it had a very weak villain. And the villain is what really made this movie suck in a lot of ways. The villain was terrible. There was just no I can't really explain it, but the villain sucked. And that's probably the reason why this film really failed. Other than that, the most enjoyable part of the movie was the interaction between Brie Larson's character, Captain Marvel, obviously, and Miss Marvel. I think the two best characters in the movie. I could not care less. I could not care less about Monica Rambeau. I don't really care about that character at all. Whatever. She was kind of pointless in the WandaVision series. But, yeah, The Marvels, not a terrible film, not a great film, but it was highly enjoyable, and it was funny. I know Marvel has had their bad streak of turning everything into a comedy, but this one was actually not, like, I don't know how to word things correctly here, but it wasn't what people were saying. A lot of these YouTubers that, like I said, that I follow, they claim that this film failed because of woke. It failed because of women being in charge and, powerful women. And yeah, Marvel is definitely going down that road. I don't understand it. I never will. There's nothing wrong with a powerful woman if it's in the right story. And that is another thing. Movies do not have to fail. If a movie fails, it's usually because of bad writing. And it's gotta reach the right audience. I'll tell you why the Marvels failed. The Marvels failed because of the failure of Thor: Love and Thunder. If the Marvels had come out before Thor: Love and Thunder, the Marvels would have succeeded way up here. But Thor: Love and Thunder ruined the potential of the Marvels. Thor: Love and Thunder should have been the biggest Marvel disaster of all time. That movie was catastrophically terrible in every way. How low and dumb did you have to make Thor? Ragnarok was enjoyable. Love and Thunder, absolutely the worst. And should not even be a part of Thor canon ever, because of how terrible it is. But I do fully believe that if it wasn't for the failure of Thor: Love and Thunder, the Marvels would have succeeded. That's just my prediction. That is just my prediction. But on to my last point here, I said I wanted to touch on it, about just because there's an actor that people don't like, an actor or an actress that people don't like, should not mean that the movie should fail. For example, one of the biggest failure flops of this year, 2024, so far, was the Borderlands movie. And it starred Jack Black. Jack Black is now known as the man who pretty much put his middle fingers up and said, "Screw America. I wish Trump had died." Even though he's not the one that said it, he agreed with his bandmate. His bandmate they're in a band, if you didn't know, called Tenacious D. Can't speak. And it's a great band. I like their music. It's silly, it's funny, it's raunchy, it's edgy. And the last thing I would ever want to hear from them is a political take. Saying, hey, too bad they missed Trump. And I'm not trying to get political in this video, but I honestly want to say that Borderlands almost failed, I think, because of the involvement of Jack Black. And a lot of people, I think, are thinking the same way with this Minecraft movie he's in. One, the Minecraft movie looks absolutely terrible, but the Borderlands movie looked terrible too. Video game movies are going downhill again. What the heck? And I guess, Jack Black's gonna be involved with every video game movie, apparently, because it started with Jumanji, Mario, Borderlands, Minecraft. He's gonna be he's the video game guy. But don't let your hatred for an actor or an actress make you not want to like a movie, and don't let necessarily the politics of a film make you not like the movie. Even if the movie had a very even there are movies that have a very liberal take on films, right? Liberal take in the films, or a very conservative take in films, and maybe you don't align with whatever party they're preaching to, but you can still enjoy that movie depending on how the story was written, character development, acting, plot, all this stuff. Even the soundtrack. The soundtrack's very important. The way the music can help with the scenes. It's very possible. For example, I haven't seen the movie. I don't really want to see the movie, but I might. The new Joker movie. Heard it's crap. It's a musical. I actually do like musicals. I've heard nothing but terrible things about the film. Everybody's bashing the film, saying it's one of the worst things ever, including the group of nerds and movie nerds that I follow. They're saying it's a terrible film. I can't say that because I haven't seen it. But my example today was, or the point of my video today was, you can like something that somebody else doesn't like and still agree with them at times. Like I said, I 99% of the time agree with everybody in the Neurotics, RK Outpost, Jeremy, Greg's Geeks and Gamer atmosphere, okay? I normally agree with them 99% of the time. But usually, sometimes there's that one take that I'm just like, I think you're taking a little too far. And that's what I'd have to say when it comes to the 2016 Ghostbusters and the Marvels. Both films I actually find enjoyable. They definitely could have gotten a lot more love than I think the hatred that they both got. But these are just two films that have women leading the roles that people on, I guess, the right side did not like. And it's okay that I disagree. It's okay that they disagree with me on my take. But that's the great thing about unity. That's the great thing about equality. And we don't have to agree on everything. I don't have much else to say, but don't let other people's opinions of movies turn you off on a movie. I'll make one last example. The Hunger Games, or the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, or whatever it was called. A lot of people bashed the film. I thought it was really good. A little too long. It was not a bad film. Unfortunately, because of the attitude and the character that Rachel Zegler is, the actress who is in the film, that is, she potentially ruined that franchise because of that movie. Okay, she, because of her actions speaking out against the 1930s Snow White film, because she started in the remake from Disney, she is getting a lot of backlash over the last year or so, okay? And she was in this Hunger Games movie. It did not do well. Some people liked it. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great film. As someone who really enjoyed the Hunger Games movies, there's nothing wrong with a powerful woman. Okay? Nothing. Nothing is wrong having a movie with a powerful woman. Look at Aliens, the Alien franchise. Okay? Look at Prey, the comeback of the Predator. Okay? Prey, that was a great film. It should have been in theaters. Should not have just gone to streaming, but that was a woman-led movie. The Hunger Games is a woman-led movie. There's nothing wrong with a powerful woman. Just because they have a woman in the lead does not mean that it is politically aimed to disregard men. Just because it has a woman in the lead does not mean that it is woke. A woman-led movie can be really good, as long as the plot is good, the storyline is good, the writing is good, the acting is good, the music is good. All of this can be good if it is done correctly. And just don't let the biases in your own brain tell you that something is bad just because somebody else says it's bad. That is really the biggest point I am trying to make today. It is so important. You gotta think for yourself. Don't let others think for you. But that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and then click that bell so you can stay up to date with my content. If you want to support the channel, head on over to our merch page. If you can't afford a merch, we have a Cash App. We also are an affiliate for a clothing brand called Magarets. Use coupon code EaglePass to get free shipping on your first order. Go to magarets.com and use coupon code EaglePass. But thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys are doing well, and let's see what we can do in the next video. Alright guys, remember to stay comical and classy. Take care.